characters stronger than the dragon, like Bui, can't even damage him. With this power, Hiei is relative to Spirit Orb Yusuke before his true awakening. Hey, what's up everybody? It's LeeLos, and today we're talking about why Hiei versus Sukuna is obvious. Stay steady in pursuit of your dreams and goals. You're born to win, you're made for greatness, and I definitely believe in you guys. Keep up the great work each and every day. So, Hiei vs. Sukuna is a battle between two top-class demons, both with slashing and fire abilities so powerful that it places them at the pinnacle of their respective verses. Today we're going to analyze every single power-up that Hiei receives during the Dark Tournament to find out overall how would Sukuna do against Dark Tournament Hiei. Hiei during round 1 of the Dark Tournament is already so powerful that he can use his aura to summon the Dragon of the Darkness Flame from the deepest pits of the Demon Realm. The Demon Realm being a near infinite dimension, the deeper you go, the more powerful the monsters become, with S-class demons being so powerful that just one of them could solo all of the spirit world and are planetary using just small fractions of their power. The Darkness Flame has lore scaling it to A-class levels of power within Yu Yu Hakusho. The Darkness Flame is a sentient flame from Demon World so powerful that it's never supposed to be summoned in the human realm. Some translations say that it's so powerful, it's too dangerous to be used on Earth. Period. Being from the demon world and simultaneously being too dangerous to allow even one of them in the human realm is the exact definition Koenma uses to describe A-rank demons, with A-rank demons being so powerful that their strength has become legendary. Sensui states, humans in Yu Yu Hakusho have gone to mistake A-rank demons for gods and mythological beasts. The dub compares them to the titans of Greek myth. A less powerful interpretation of Darkness Flame comes from a theory connecting the lore of Darkness Flame to Koenma's father and overlord of the spirit world, Enma. The Viz manga official translation translates the Dragon of the Darkness Flame as the ultimate technique of the flaming fist of the overlord, and the anime adds a scene where Enma tells Koenma about the Darkness Flame but states that no one has ever mastered it. Seeing how Enma has knowledge of the Darkness Flame and Enma is the overlord of the Yu Yu Hakusho spirit realm, this implies that the Darkness Flame was originally one of Enma's techniques, but Enma himself was not powerful enough to master it the way that Hiei does during the last rounds of the Dark Tournament. Enma being a character so powerful that just him getting angry in the spirit world causes catastrophic natural disasters that wipe out entire cities, let alone his ultimate technique, Dragon of the Darkness Flame, that would scale far above these city-level natural disasters in power. Hiei scales to all this power round 1 of the Dark Tournament, and then scales above all the previously stated Enma feats by the final round of the Dark Tournament due to mastering the dragon and absorbing all of its aura into himself to use it as his own, something that Enma states no one had ever done before. As powerful as that sounds, that is one of the lowest lowball interpretations for Dragon of the Darkness Flame's power. It can easily be scaled to many magnitudes higher than that using Yu Yu Hakusho's highball scaling. But before even talking about the highball scaling for Hiei and seeing how powerful a highball Hiei could truly be, let's see how does 20-finger Heian era Sukuna hold up against this lowball interpretation of Hiei's power. The Jujutsu Kaisen verse is heavily influenced by Hunter x Hunter, so much so that the final villain of Jujutsu Kaisen, full power Heian era Sukuna, has nearly identical dead-even physical stats as the final villain of Hunter x Hunter, Meruem. Meruem was so powerful that he was hit by Netero's Hatsu thousands of times and barely felt any damage, and was even durable enough to take Zero Hand to the face and walk it off with small injuries. Sukuna scales to being strong enough to do literally only all of these same things, but has an overpowered healing ability on top of that, where he can regen from nearly any damage as long as you don't rip his head off. Despite this immense power, Meruem was instantly one-shot decimated by the Rose Bomb. A poor man's bomb, the destructive power of this weapon is something more relative to one of the natural disasters caused by Enma just throwing tantrums, let alone the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, something that narratively represents the power of Enma's ultimate attack. Seeing how the Rose Bomb one-shot decimated Meruem almost instantly, and the Darkness Flame scales comfortably above the Rose Bomb even on its lowest of interpretations, that means the Dragon of the Darkness Flame scales above full power Sukuna and would one-shot decimate him in the same manner it did to the massively powerful Fire Demon Zeru. But is Sukuna fast enough to just dodge the Dragon of the Darkness Flame? 20-finger Heion-era Sukuna scales to being around 2 to 6 times the speed of lightning in reaction speed, scaling off of him at half power, casually chopping a lightning beam in half with world-cutting slash, and having a lightning-based curse tool as part of his ancient lore since the very beginning of the series. The lowball interpretation of Hiei's Start of Dark tournament speed is to say that he's equal in reaction speed to Yusuke, making him 3 to 6 times the speed of lightning in reaction speed, scaling off of Yusuke reacting to Suzaku's lightning arrows, while Yusuke was weaker than 20% to Goro, and now round 1 tournament Yusuke is relative to 60% to Goro, making round 1 Yusuke at least 3 times stronger and faster than the lightning demon Suzaku, meaning full power Sukuna and round 1 Dark Tournament Hiei would be relative to one another in reaction speed, only the Dragon of the Darkness Flame scales even above Hiei during round 1 because he does not yet have the aura to master its power, meaning the Darkness Dragon is at the very least equal in speed to Sukuna, if not slightly faster than Sukuna, so Sukuna would have no escape and is guaranteed to die the moment Hiei summons the dragon, even lowballing Hiei tremendously. Now, to show you why this fight is completely one-sided, I will now explain the high ball power interpretations for Hiei. The reality is, this entire time Sukuna was battling one of the weakest possible interpretations of Hiei, and was still losing. Here's the strongest interpretation of Hiei. Hiei, when he was first introduced as a bottom-of-the-barrel D-class level demon, was already so fast that he dodged the Spirit Gun from Yusuke at point-blank range. The Spirit Gun being a weapon that bounces off mirrors like a laser beam, implying that it has the same properties as light, making the highball interpretation for start of series Hiei being light speed in reaction speed, then becomes many magnitudes stronger and faster by the time the Dark Tournament begins. Furthermore, Genkai, when giving Yusuke the Spirit Orb, states that the Spirit Orb's power is equivalent to a small sun. Yusuke then absorbs all this power into his body and adds it on top of his already massive power he gained from defeating Chu and many other powerful fighters in the Dark Tournament. Hiei, in the final round of the Dark Tournament, reveals a Darkness Flame even stronger than the one he used during round 1 of the tournament, masters the flame entirely, absorbs the Darkness Flame into his body, and adds the dragon's power on top of his own. In this state, Hiei is so powerful that characters stronger than the dragon, like Bui, can't even damage him. With this power, Hiei is relative to Spirit Orb Yusuke before his true awakening, making the highball calculation for Hiei and Dragon of the Darkness Flame relative to small star-level attack power. The highball interpretation of Hiei makes him a star-level being who's many times faster than light. A character of that level is a better matchup for first form Frieza. Sukuna would stand no chance. For those new to Yu Yu Hakusho power scaling, here is a simple method to help you remember the Yu Yu Hakusho power scaling meta. There is a low ball and a high ball meta for how powerful Yu Yu Hakusho characters are. The low ball scale is that Sensui, the weakest S-class character, is planetary, and the strongest character in the series, Yusuke's ancestral father Raizen, is about 1,000 times stronger than Sensui, making Prime Raizen relative to first form Frieza in Namek Saga of Dragon Ball Z. This follows the scaling of viewing the Yusuke that beat Suzaku as speed of lightning, then just slowly applying the stated multipliers after each major arc, and you eventually reach Raizen. This is the scale that most viewers believe, and the highball scale of Yu 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 Hakusho is where you take every statement of power literally. This makes Hiei light speed start of the series and star level and attack potency at the end of the Dark Tournament. Weak S-class characters like Sensui would be dozens of times stronger than star level or multi-solar system level, and Ryzen would be 1,000 times stronger than Sensui, making him relative to galaxy level. So in the lowball interpretation of Yu Yu Hakusho, the strongest character in the entire series is close in power to first form Frieza during the Namek Saga, and the weak S-class characters are relative to Raditz. Meanwhile, the highball interpretation of Yu Yu Hakusho, the strongest character in the entire verse is close in power to Majin Buu, and the weak S-class characters are all relative to final form Frieza, back on Namek. Either way, even on the lowest of interpretations, Hiei cooks Sukuna even during round 1 of the Dark Tournament. Domain Expansion plus Fuga is stated to be Sukuna's ultimate attack, and on its highest of interpretations, scales to being slightly more powerful than the Rose Bomb. Even still, due to Hiei being a fire demon, so powerful that the Darkness Flames didn't incinerate him even during round 1 of the Dark Tournament, he's not going to die to the flames of Fuga, and his defense can withstand the slashes of Sukuna's domain. Not to mention, all Hiei has to do to break out of the domain is summon the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and Sukuna dies instantly. Sukuna's only chance is the world-cutting slash, something that scales massively below Hiei's reaction speed. Because Maki could dodge it, it would never land on Hiei. Unless you want to say he can't see the world-cutting slash, which is a hard sell with the Jagan Eye, and on top of that, that's taking away cross-verse equalization, then you could say Sukuna wouldn't see the Darkness Flame Dragon either. Long story short, Hiei decimates Sukuna even on his lower end power interpretations round 1 of the Dark Tournament. Then Hiei goes on to become literally hundreds of times stronger than this by the end of the series. The weakest of S-class demons can slaughter hordes of A-class demons, and then the strongest of S-class demons can slaughter hordes of the weaker S-class demons. By the end of the series, Hiei is an upper S-class demon that can slaughter hordes of lower S-class demons, meaning end of story, Hiei is literally hundreds of times stronger than round 1 Dark Tournament Hiei, and round 1 Dark Tournament Hiei already outscales Sukuna. That's everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya on the next one.